What's up, everybody? It's Brandon from Box Office Banner and Cult Flick Symposium. I'm, of course, back with another review. Kind of circled back around, did some catch-up duty on a couple movies that, I needed to see before the year was up that I missed earlier in the year. The first of which I will talk about is one that I had a lot of trepidation in seeing. I was a little worried about, but, wanted to let it die, hype die down a little bit. Let's see, kind of going in with a little bit better, meager expectations, things of that nature, which I should have been going in to begin with on this movie. But the thing is sometimes that can be a little hard as much as we try to taper that down. But I thought I was finally ready to see it after making the choice to not see it initially. And that movie is The Exorcist Believer. Yeah, it's what they say, man. It's not a good movie. Although I will say, I don't think it's as bad as what people say. But that's also oddly to this movie's detriment, you could say, because I think the biggest problem with this movie is David Gordon Green seemed to have played it safe. It's like, it's one of those movies, as I always say on this channel, it just flatlines. It doesn't do anything objectively horrible, but it doesn't do anything objectively even really good. Like, not just not great, like nothing good. The entire movie, outside of, I'll say, I kind of enjoyed, the look of the girls that are possessed in this movie. The sound design in terms of, I guess, not sound design, but the voices that they chose for the girls in this movie, I thought were kind of creepy. And, of course, in David Gordon Green fashion, I think most of his movies are usually shot very well. Very well shot. Good cinematography. But outside of that, there's nothing good I can say about this movie. So much so that like 90% of it made the bold choice of seemingly not even trying to be scary. Like even the bad horror movies or even possession movies in particular, which I have a sour taste in my mouth for the most part, outside of like a handful. So this is also not my subgenre of horror, people, so keep that in mind, if you haven't seen it yet for some fucking reason like I hadn't until now. But at least when I'm watching, other possession movies, it might be, the more pop-out jump scare shit that I don't like. I like movies that pace themselves and get under your skin. That's where the true horror lies, in my opinion, which maybe that's what they were trying to do here, but wasn't executed properly. But at least in other possession movies, it feels like they're trying to scare you. Like this movie, for 90% of it, it felt like it wasn't even attempting to. And that's where I get back to the play it safe thing. It almost kind of felt like David Gordon Green, a lot of people, they kind of liked Halloween 2018. I think that was pretty favorable. But after that, other than, the die-hard Michael Myers fans, and admittedly, objectively, it's better than a lot of the Halloween movies on paper, taking fandom out of it, just look at it as films. He did a decent job with the Halloween movies. But overall, when you resurrect a character like that, expect people to come for your neck. And for him to bounce off of that, fresh off of everybody, just like that's how Halloween ends, to go right into The Exorcist and remake it, bold move, bro. And, I commend you for, putting your neck out there like that. But I think there might have been some creative decisions in there, maybe not even from him, maybe they didn't give him full reign, whatever, where it felt like the movie was muzzled a bit. It felt like, oh my God, just don't do anything too crazy, because if I fuck this up, the horror world is going to hate me forever. Or maybe like midway through shooting, he's like, what did I get myself into? I felt that. That might be completely wrong. I'm not on the set. You might completely disagree, but while I was watching this movie, that is the overarching feeling I felt in the movie. It felt like, play it safe. And that play it safe bled over into the characters and actors, as this is like the most bland movie I've ever watched. Like I said, it had me flatline from the beginning, just, not feeling anything across the fucking board. Not really bad or good. It felt bland. Every act in the movie felt bland. That third act maybe in spots, but even then that, problems. But the acting as well is just extremely bland. It will bore you to sleep at points, I think. It was very snooze fest material. So again, not terrible. You're not watching this like, what a fucking insult. But you're watching this like, why? What? Why did you even do this? Like, what's the purpose of this film? It didn't make a stamp at all, which in turn does make it frustrating, kind of bleed a little more into the bad territory. Because again, you ask yourself these questions: Why? Why David Gordon Green? Another thing too, real quick: the editing and the fucking sound design. Here's actual sound design. The sound design in this movie, maybe it's my new fucking TV. I don't know. I'm in love with the thing. Got a great deal on it, for Black Friday. That's neither here nor there. But maybe because it's like the third movie I watched on it, maybe the sound's a little off, but who knows? Because, I watched this on Peacock. Stream it there, people. But the thing is, watching it, the movie, again, looked beautiful on my new TV, but the sound design was weird. Like, there was moments where people, how like sometimes it'd be like quick cut type of scenes, and then you are seeing people do stuff, whatever they're acting out in the movie, and then you'll have music in the background or sounds in the background amongst those quick cut scenes, and the way they bled it together in those moments didn't blend well. It felt very distracting, and there was other weird kind of choices, like I would hear echoing, like when they're in like the church maybe talking, and that's fine, you're in this big church. Can't sing. I don't know why I went through with that, but you get my point. Choirs and what have you, they would echo, right, because they sing. But in this movie, there's moments they were talking, and it was like, at least one particular moment I distinctly remember, where they're outside, and there's an echo, like, outside. I'm like, are they in a fucking like corridor right now? No, they're in open space outside. Why is it echoing? I don't know if this is creative choices. And again, maybe it is my fucking TV. Maybe it's on me. Okay. Sorry, Exorcist. I'll bump you up a point. Still not good. It just was distracting and weird. And again, much like the overall arcing theme of the review in the movie, why? Like, why would you do that? That's just, it's odd, odd. And that is what I have to say. Why? It's just not nearly as bad as people say, but one of those where it almost feels worse because it's like, did you even really try? And I'll give you this much: I do love David Gordon Green. I will always love him, at least for making Pineapple Express, maybe my favorite comedy of all time. But after a promising start with Halloween 2018, I mean, really just on the money with that, man. Like, there was moments of, oh my God, this is fucking, and then other moments where I was just like, ugh. It was a half and half. And I was just like, you know what though? Dude's got something here, and I think he's going to build on this. He didn't. He's went further in the wrong direction, and he's capitalizing less on highs. And the more I'm seeing him in horror, the more I'm starting to notice maybe those moments that were, oh my God, in Halloween 2018 were more flash in the pan. Don't listen to me though, David, like you are anyways. You're not tuning into this review. I'd be shocked if you were. And again, I am a fan for Pineapple Express alone. Just, got to say how I feel. It's how I feel. You could be like, this review sucks. That's how you feel. That's cool. But obviously, keep doing it. I'll keep watching. Your movies somehow do pull me in. I'm curious. I love the way they're shot. And again, I do have, moments of like, oh man, this could be something. He might have an avenue here in this genre, but it seems like I'm getting less of them, more and more. So overall, Exorcist Believer, I gotta give a 4 out of 10. Probably would have been average because that's what the whole movie felt like, but to remake a classic and to come up on this, you got to deduct another point. And also, just something about a movie that just does not have you emote a single damn thing that will just frustrate you. But I finally watched it, people. That's my thoughts. What were your thoughts? Comment, like, share, subscribe, comment. That's the main thing. And I'll be here to talk about another movie that I revisited. Hopefully, is it better? Is it better? Or revisited, visited for the first time. One that I missed earlier in the movie year. Love you guys. Peace.